Welcome to Kansas, where we are closing in on 70 degrees. 70 degrees. So I think it's supposed to get to 72 today. I'm gonna go back down to I think the 40s or 50s tomorrow. Hit 60 yesterday, 70 today, but that shows the temperature swing, which was basically 100 degrees from wind chill to what it feels like today. Negative 28 wind chill is negative 18 temp. 100 degree swing here. Things are looking a little different than they did a week ago. So getting some things worked on. Dad moved some bales yesterday and today. We ground the commodity shed full of hay. We rolled that bay full of corn, and I hauled a load of corn out of the Sioux grain bin to Salina. A lot of things that were put on the back burner because of the cold now have to happen between now and the end of February. But the biggest thing we have to be excited about today is the delivery of our new chute. If you're a steer on our farm, you come up this alley, you come through here, around the tub, and down the alley to that silencer chute up there. But we are going to change that today. We're gonna come in here with pallets and pick the whole thing up and move it out. It will still be used on our cattle operation. We'll just put it down at the smaller feedlot instead of at the main feedlot. Still works as a good chute, but we're just upgrading. We've run thousands of head through this thing since we got it. Dad doesn't remember the exact year that we got it. I got to run up to grab the loader tractor, actually, the one we're gonna use to move it. It's up in the field where Dad was using it to move some straw off. We're hauling some straw to the second feedlot today. All right, made it to the 7130. Now just gotta take the short trip back to the home place there. So we actually moved all the cattle that were in this pen somewhere else so that we could access it from this side. Looks like it's still attached. It's attached to the alley right there, and I'll have to unhook the hydraulic hoses. Okay, got the nut off of there. That chain has been kind of in the manure for a while, so it's not in the best of shape. So I was surprised I was able even to get it, but man, I've spent a lot of time between this table and this silencer chute. Out with the old and then with the new. The reason we waited basically till the last minute to move the chute is because we use it every day. I mean, we were using it this morning, and so we couldn't move it the day before because we used it to doctor a sick one this morning. It's catching at one place. That is the furthest this chute has moved in probably a couple decades. I'm guessing since before 2000. Well, yeah, decades. Some people take their chute to their cows, whether they move it between pastures or between places, but we definitely have always just brought our cattle to the chute. Okay, so this was poured to hold the old chute exactly in place, but it's not in the perfect place for the new one, so we're gonna break it up. It's officially too hot for a hoodie. Kansas weather. The beast has arrived. All right, first trip is actually with the hydraulic pump. 7.5 horsepower. Our old chute was 5 horsepower. All right, we're going through the gate with the air-equipped chute. What do you think, Greg? These pallet 4 fork spots for nice unload. We can already see a lot of the little features, the gates that swing open, lots of options. And then this is the arm that has the controls on it that actually swings. So if you wanted to run it from the opposite side, you could. It actually swings all the way around. But we're probably just gonna run it from over there by our table that Laura made that. She welded that table up for our chute side. And here's the front. This is gonna come in handy for a lot of things.
Wellllll Chute. This is a nice chute.
Alright, try to run.
It's alive.
I would definitely say it is quiet. Dad is the first contestant.
Better squeeze them in there.
Measure how much to cut off of the gate.
Yep, how to do that sorting gate.
It would swing clear down to here.
So I'm gonna take this tractor out here and we're gonna turn the cattle back in the pen.
All right, so what you working on?
I'm putting new seals in, well, these aren't, it's already in there, but in the cat, so it hopefully quits
Had a little leak.
leaking and sagging. After 9,000 hours, you know, needed some O-rings.
Everybody
Hopefully
needs some
that'll-
O-rings after 9,000 hours.
Yeah.
So what's it like being a dad?
I got this cute little baby to hold, and she wakes me up at night,
There you go.
but
Sums
pretty
it up.
great during the day. I gotta finish this up so I can go home. I gotta sing a country song about finishing the workday so I can go see my wife and kids.
Is there a country song about your dog having a broken leg? My dog broke her leg. My truck won't start. I got too much work to do.
Yeah, that's pretty much my
Nathan's
life.
life is a country song.
I was a country song.
Okay, it is the next day. I'm done with my chores. Dad he just finished loading. I pulled a calf from a pen this morning that was standing back from the bunk, and I saw it cough twice. So I thought this should probably get a trip through the chute. The new chute. I got the doctoring kit, and we will get to try this thing out this morning. We didn't have any cattle to run through yesterday. All right, 439, you are the lucky first timer. She don't look bad, but that cough has me worried. And if she wasn't up at the bunk eating, she needs some attention. Come on. Okay, this injection site where I made, it was a 30 cc or milliliter shot. So I was able to give it 4 inches apart in 3 different places, and I could reach all the spots right through there. And I'm gonna mark a, let's see, it's a Tuesday on them. We make a MTWTFS, so you know whether it's the day of the week based on how far back. Occasionally I will doctor one and put it back in the same pen, but generally if they got sick, it means they need to be on a little bit better feed, you know, either more hay or starter ration instead of the grower ration. So I'm gonna put this one back on starter ration, fed by Dad's wagon. I did not need to use the head catch, but we'll try that one out later. All right, go back with your And with your new pen mates, Dad's waiting on me to get out of the way to feed. So our 2 starting pens are emptied out because we didn't buy any cattle through that whole cold spell. And all the cattle that were in these pens have been sorted and moved out to the further away pens. These pens we call 2A and 2B.
All right, next thing we're gonna do is we're coming out here to...
I spotted a calf that looked like it was breathing heavy, kind of had its, just kind of showing signs of being sick, and it's number 603. So we got to find that calf, and it's not filled up, so it might go downhill fast if it doesn't get treated with something. So I got a shot of Draxin in that syringe right there.
So here's the Draxin. This is expensive stuff. $2,000 for this one bottle right here. $2,000. So we keep it in here so it doesn't fall out. We lose it.
I don't think it's in there eating. I think it's over there. This is the value of tagging your calves. I don't know how anybody runs a cow herd without having their calves tagged, because that's how you keep track of your best ones and your poor doers. Which ones need to watch more closely, and which ones are your best calves from your cows that make you the most money.
60.
Right there with its head down.
Oh, over here.
You can just kind of tell by looking at it. Problem is, his mom is right next to it. All right, Greg, you can drive. The last time I did this, I roped it, and then I drove over the rope with the tire of the sidekick
To hold it in place.
to hold the rope in place, and I got out and gave it a shot.
Oh, nice.
But
this time I'll hold it.
I don't know how it's gonna happen. It kind of happens differently every time. I'm not a good.
We'll probably get critiqued.
If you want to help the cow not charge me.
Okay.
You think it's gonna kill me, you can try to stop that.
I'll take the charge.
Yeah.
That was very sad.
You only get about 3 tries when they start running away.
Well, we gave up on lassoing it. We're gonna walk it over to that little catch pin. All right, there's an opening in this so the calves can get in. So instead of messing with that, I just pulled the sidekick right up next to it. Functions as a gate. Now Kendall's gonna try to get that calf into the pen. Looks like you got it. We're gonna try to get the 3 cows out. So we got this shut now. So now he's got the syringe with the Draxin in it. Now the calf can't run away anymore. These are the famous dancing cows. Oh, you're right. Never mind.
Famous cows with blue tags, and these are the yellow tags. They're the fall ones. Okay, hopefully you can get me actually catching it on camera.
All right, I'm gonna try to chase it back toward you. I'm gonna bring it right to you here. Hey, nice job. That's how farmers lasso. We're not cowboys. Here, you want me to hold it? You want me to hold it?
like that.
Yeah, cows don't like them.
So that's why I feel a little more comfortable doing it inside this pen when
Yeah.
they can't get me.
Yeah, they're a little concerned. You guys a little concerned? I guess.
That's one of the reasons we have this catch pen out here, is so I can doctor. I've only had to doctor a couple while they're out on these corn stalks, but the other reason is so that they can have this high quality feed.
And the cows can't get to
And
it.
the cows can eat the corn stalks and the silage.
All right, well, we got the calf doctored. Hopefully it gets better.
It should improve within 3 days. It should start. I mean, if it has a temp, that temperature will go down and make it feel better, so it eats more. Which then its antibodies will go up, and it'll be able to fend off whatever bacterial, whatever pathogen was attacking.
So the rest of the world has been thinking about viruses and antibodies like crazy, but just in the last year. But farmers and ranchers, we
deal with vaccines all the time.
Vaccines and antibiotics and viruses.
So this bottle that Craig was talking about, there's like 500 doses in there, essentially. I mean, there's 500 milliliters in there. And then each calf might only get between 2 and 7 milliliters. So you divide 500 by 5, and that's 100. So around 100 head could be doctored by the one bottle, which is why we're willing to pay a lot for it. Because if the animal's worth $500 and the bottle's worth 2,000,
yeah, you pay 2,000, but if it doctors 100 head,
and if you help keep, a lot of them healthy,
all you have to do is keep 4 head healthy if you paid for it.
Yeah, then it's worth. I still think it's way too. I still think the cost is way too much. It shouldn't be that much. We have other bottles that are only worth like $300. And with the bigger cattle, I'll use that as the first shot, and if the cheaper one works, then I don't need to use the expensive one. But for a light calf like that, when they're only getting 2 to 3 cc, it's worth it to just use the expensive one and only have to doctor them once instead of having to go back a second time.
So one of the best things that we can do for our animals, whether that's little calves or full-grown steers or heifers or cows, one of the best things that we can do is to give them medicine to get better when they're sick. A lot of times you hear on the internet or wherever, or on TV, you'll hear about antibiotic-free livestock, this and that, which is fine if an animal doesn't need antibiotics. But if an animal does get sick and you don't give it antibiotics, that's one of the worst things you can do for an animal. So just like in humans, medicine isn't bad. It's actually really good for the welfare of who you're giving it to if they're sick. And as farmers and ranchers, livestock owners, we want to take the best care of our cattle that we can. And so if we see any of them showing signs of sickness, we do our best to treat it. The other comments we see a lot of times on our videos about antibiotics is, are there antibiotics in my meat, or are there antibiotics in my milk that I buy at the grocery store? And the answer to both of those questions is no. It is illegal to have any antibiotics in your milk or your meat, whether that meat or milk is labeled antibiotic free or not. There are no antibiotics in any milk or meat on the market. Now, the antibiotic free label means that those animals were never treated with antibiotics. But if an animal is treated with antibiotics, whether that's a beef cattle or dairy cows, whatever it is, if they're treated with antibiotic, there is a withdrawal period after getting treated with that antibiotic, where a farmer has to wait until that antibiotic has made it through the animal's system before it's butchered for meat or milked for dairy. So that's the lesson to be learned, is that there's no antibiotics in your milk or your meat. And if you have any questions on that, just comment in the comments and we'll do our best to answer them. Hope you guys enjoyed the vlog today. It was a little random, a little scatterbrained, but that's kind of the way these days are here in the early spring. Well, I guess it's still February, so it's technically winter, but please remember to click like and subscribe if you haven't already, and leave us any questions you have in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you next time.